that was a really short break. We kept talking about other stuff, and it was
lit.
it was lit. It was really eye opening. Tony got scared. Well, not scared, but like warned, like, oh shoot. But it's kind of a pun.
No, yeah.
No, but
Anyway.
yeah, no. Anyway, I was talking to Tony. It was like another topic we could talk about. It's just the Black Panther movie.
Fuck yeah. Best movie of 2018. It came out 2018, right?
Yeah, it came out this year. It came out
2018. Best Marvel movie, I think.
I haven't fully finished it. I will say that. I know. So don't take my opinion really heavily, but take it into consideration. Take it with a grain of salt. The reason I'm saying is because I watched the first 15 minutes, man.
Okay, 15?
And I discovered the entire basic main plot of the film.
Okay.
Like, I didn't like that. I don't like that at all.
Oh, there's
like,
more to it, I'll tell you that.
I know, but like the first 15 to 10 minutes, I covered the entire basis of the film. And I was just like, I hope it doesn't play out like this. And it played out like that. And I was just really disappointed.
Wait, so you saw the whole thing or no?
Like, I need like 15 minutes left.
Okay.
And it's just that, like, I just wasn't happy because, spoiler alert, by the way. You know, the first 15 minutes where there's these kids opening shot, right? We see them playing basketball. And then we shoot up to the apartment and the guy's like looking out the window. Like, he's like checking around, right?
Yeah.
And here's a thunk. He checks out the window. And then first thing that comes to mind is like, okay, from what I generally know is that Killmonger is the villain of this film. This guy's looking down on the street. There's probably a connection. He probably has a son downstairs, like playing basketball with the kids, right? Like, okay, cool. Camera turns around, Chaka's there, right? And it's like, oh, frick. And he addresses the guy who looked out the window as like his brother. And I'm like, okay, now we know that Chaka's brother did something. He wanted to take down Chaka, and the whole bloodline, because he has his political vendetta, I guess. And I'm guessing Killmonger is one of the kids downstairs.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, knowing that, knowing that, I presumed that the film was going to go in the direction where Killmonger was left alone in the hood, right? In the neighbor, in this group, in this situation, the whole crib feeling where he's like, they took my father away.
Oh, there's more to it,
right? Like I'm guessing so. And he's like, I want to do what my father left. I want to finish that mission. I want to reveal what Wakanda truly is. It's a lie. It's a myth. I'm gonna rip away their freedom to owning vibranium, right? And this whole market, I want to make it crash down because it is not only the whole capital of Wakanda. It's not their right to keep it. The riches held from the rest of the Wakanda nation. I think that's what Killmonger was trying to do. And he just like, you know what? No, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to fight for that. I'm going to try to let that happen and take the throne and do what I want to do for the Wakanda nation. And then I was like, okay. And then T'Challa says, no, I can't allow that to happen because if we do, we go to war, we lose everything, everyone dies. And no. And he stood up with everyone to fight against that threat. And I thought that was the basis of the plot. I watched like an hour and a half into it, and I was just like, yeah, I'm sorry. The plot was kind of... For me, it was like, tripping. Okay.
Nah, you tripping.
I was like, I guess, like, I was like, I made an assumption. I was like, okay, cool. And then I talked to my friends who watched it, and they're like, yeah, I know you're right, sort of. And like, you're missing a lot of the detail, but the main skeleton, yeah, you pretty much nailed it. And I was just like, well, I'm disappointed. And I kind of didn't want to finish it anymore. So I was just like, I'm not going to finish it. But I should finish it. I'm not saying it's a bad film. It's not a bad film. It's a good movie. Yeah. Like, I'm like, wow, character development, it's there. I love it. Yeah. Like the interactions they had, the way they approached the character was great. I love that what they did. It was like the comics kind of approached it, the character of T'Challa. I kind of feel though that T'Challa was a bit too weak. Because in the comics, he's more of like, I am king, kind of a guy.
More affirmative?
He's way more affirmative. And he's more one-sided. Like, he'll focus on one thing, and he'll only focus on that one thing. He doesn't get sidetracked.
Okay. Well, what do you mean by sidetracked?
Like, in the comics, he gets married to, let's say, Storm, right? In one of the series. And when he focuses a lot on his family. Him being a husband, him being a part of the family, him being able to be there for his family. He doesn't really focus on the Wakandan tribe, the Wakandan nations at all. So he loses focus of what he should be focused on.
Which is like family oriented?
Which is, family oriented. But which is, and so in the film you see that. We kind of do see that where he's focused on taking down these people, on doing one thing first and then addressing another issue.
Okay. And
I kind of like that they did that. I was really reminiscent. I was like, good job. But I didn't like that they did it in a way where it's like he's not affirmative in one area only and he loses track. He did it in the sense where it's like he focuses on one thing, but then he goes back to it. Like he's like always like holding on. He's trying to like hold everything together.
Okay. And
in the comic books, he never was that like that. He was more like, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. But he was very self-conscious about it, which is what kind of balanced it out for me. In the comics, he's really self-conscious. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, dude. You know?
Yeah.
And I like that. And so I really like the whole, he cared about his father, he cared about his family and all that stuff. So I really like that. The whole women's protection tribe thing, his protection. I forgot what they're called. I don't remember. I saw it I watched it like a long time ago. And they got that right. I like that. I was like, okay, cool, that's comic. I was like, it's pretty accurate. One thing I didn't like was the soundtrack.
Soundtrack? You didn't like the soundtrack with Kendrick Lamar?
No.
Bro.
I'm sorry.
Bro.
I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. I haven't heard it all. I just know that.
Like when you listen to it without watching the movie, you're like, all right. Yeah.
Well, it says inspired by.
Inspired by, yeah.
So it's not like.
It's not like.
It has like.
It's in there.
Yeah, it only has like one or two tracks.
Yeah, one or two tracks. Yeah,
in the film.
Yeah, so the soundtrack alone, the inspirational soundtrack, it was just. I was like, I don't think that's how should be interpreted.
So you're like a very like traditional kind of like approach.
So, yeah, where it's like it has to be like cinematically like has to kind of emulate. But the way they use the soundtrack, because I didn't see the film before, and then when I watched the film, I was like, okay, I could see the way they approached the inspirational soundtrack in the film. Like that was cool. That was really, really cool. Because not a lot of films can pull that off.
Okay. And
they can't. But the soundtrack alone, the inspirational soundtrack, it was kind of like, okay, cool. Yeah, it's cool. I felt like it was sort of like an exploitation on rap and just generalizing on the African American community.
Well, who do you think would have been like good for the soundtrack?
You see, that's where I'm like, I can't say anything. So like, I didn't like it because like from cinematic approach, I was like, but from like the standpoint when I saw it in the film, I was like, okay, cool. I was like, I'm not gonna be like it sucked. It was like, no, it was good. It was just like it's not my thing, so I really can't say much. Yeah, it's not like I can't.
Bro, rap is the new rock. Rap is where it's at. Shouts out to rap.
Shout out to rap. No. He's part of City and Home, just writing up lyrics, talking smack about this.
I don't like Logic though. I'll put that out there.
Okay.
I don't like Logic. I don't like J. Cole.
I can agree with you on Logic.
I don't know about Kendrick's okay.
Kendrick's okay. Yeah.
To me,
he's a good kid.
I love rap. No, I love rap, but it's just like for me, Kendrick is okay. Like, there's people who like love Kendrick and say like Kendrick is like the best rapper.
Yeah,
currently, and to me, it's just like, he's okay.
Yeah, no, I had the same feeling, especially with someone. My ex, she would be like, Kendrick's awesome. Listen to this song. Listen to Logic. This is amazing. And I just like. Okay.
Well, are you a fan of rap in general?
Rap? Yeah, in general, it's like, okay, I can listen to this.
Who do you like? What rapper do you enjoy listening to then?
Enjoy listening to? I like listening to, what's his name? Oh, jeez. Lecrae. He's my...
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you see
Lecrae?
Lecrae. How do you... He's worked with, like, I think he's worked with, like, a lot of famous rappers, but I can't really remember them. I listen to, like, Lecrae, this guy called Will something.
Will Smith?
Not Will Smith.
Will Smith was a rapper.
I remember that. Yeah,
he did like. I actually have a Vine of a Will Smith rap.
Wow, that's sick.
But it's only like one song.
That's so cool.
It's like a party starter or something.
Yeah, no, like I really like Lecrae. For those who don't know him, look him up. He's pretty good. I like his music. He's alright.
Right on.
I like a lot of other like people that don't really know them. Cause
do you like Lil Yachty?
I have no idea what that is.
What?
I'm so sorry. Who is that?
Do you like Lil Uzi Vert?
Who is that?
Do you like Fetty Wap?
What?
Oh my god.
Do you know Young Gravy?
No way. I don't know that.
He's a white rapper.
I don't see rap does not. Why people need to stay away from rap? That's my point of view. But And Mexicans too. Nah,
you should check him out. It's just, gosh, it's awful, but it's hilarious. I can't stop listening to it.
No,
I'm sorry. I probably just insulted the entire rap genre.
I don't know. I'm not the rap genre, but I like this rapper named JPEG Mafia. Peggy, aka Peggy, he's so good. He's like one of those like rappers that talks about like politics, but it's very like he still be cursing and like saying quote unquote problematic shit.
Okay,
but it's like
cool.
Also, I think he's like dope because I feel like a lot of people really enjoy like rap for its lyricism.
Yeah.
Lyricism, and I'm one of those people that I'm just like, whatever, who cares? As long as it sounds good to my ears, I'll listen to it.
Yeah.
But JPEG Mafia like talks about a lot of like criticizing like people within rap and like people out of rap, and criticizing like people that are conservative and like people that are left whatever. He's very like critical about everything, and he just like doesn't give a fuck, and he's still very like uses language that is considered like problematic and whatnot. But I really enjoy him because it's just like his music is very like different. It's not boring. Like after a while I feel like whatever genre you listen to, like it gets boring after a while. At least to me it does.
Well, I feel like that with any genre. Like I can only listen to it for so long and I have to switch it up a bit.
Yeah.
Like in the morning I'll be like, all right, time to listen to some ska, and then around lunchtime it's like, okay, I'm tired of ska, I'm gonna listen to country for a bit. And after country it's like, dude, this is so boring, all right, let's like hype it up, let's listen to some rap. And it's like, okay, cool. And like from rap I'll go to like, you know what, I gotta chill out, let's listen to some classical.
That's dope.
So that's how I am. And it's not just like in the span of a day, like a day could be a month or whatever, or weeks. Real. And so that's how I am. But no, Joey Badass is one of my favorite ones too.
Joey Badass is cool.
I like him. He's good. He's there.
Right on. No, if you like,
I like him. I'm not really into rap that much, but I should get into it.
I mean, no, if you that's the thing. If you don't,
I know, it's just like,
you don't have to be.
I don't. That's true. It's just I feel so awkward when people are like, they come up to me like, "Yo, have you heard of XXXTentacion?" And I'm like, who is that? I don't listen to that. I'm sorry. And I feel like I do a disservice to everybody when I don't know certain things, and then I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm just not into it. I was raised by three Christians, two Catholics, and one of them was a punk kid. So I was really raised into the whole like 90s vibe. When people say, "Oh, I'm a 90s kid," but they were born in 97, I'm like, okay, bro, chill out, okay? Like, I get it, I'm a 90s kid too, but were you really raised in the 90s? And they're like, no. Like they don't really know what I know. Like, I was raised with my aunt. Like, my aunt took care of me, so I was raised into the whole punk scene. The whole Green Day, like, thing. And
like, you listen to Bad Brains?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, Bad Brains are so dope. Bad Brains are the best punk band ever, in my opinion. Bad Brains are so dope.
They're good. Yeah. I haven't listened to them in a while. But
what about like My Chemical Romance?
Yeah, that's the main pop.
I remember you used to wear My Chemical Romance.
Yeah,
I was like,
see, I was like really nerdy. I would dress like this, and then people would be like, "Hey," like, I remember being with someone that was like really into it, and like, "Why don't you really show it?" And I'm like, I don't know. I like the music. I love it. I was raised with it. It's just.
What does that mean though? Why don't you show it?
like when you dressed the part and you looked the part. Like for example, like it's a generalization. Like when you think of someone punk, you think like black tight skinny jeans torn, maybe Doc Marten boots, and then that ripped shirt that looks faded, that probably glows in the dark, and they probably bought it for $5 at Hot Topic. Yeah. And then that leather jacket, right, with buttons or whatever. Like you think punk like that, right?
That takes effort though.
Yeah, or like just like wearing those blue jeans and then the blue denim jacket, or just a jacket with patches on it.
I see what you're saying.
You know, like the generalization, or the metalhead, where it's like long hair and like baggy pants. That's or funny, metal, you know, and then the belt sideways or whatever, and just being like, wearing Metallica shirts or Megadeth and stuff like that. And it's just like the generalization. And then for me, it was more like, no, I don't. Why would I have to dress that? I'm poor. I can't afford that.
That's real. No, that's real. And it's like, it takes effort to dress like that.
Yeah, and then I started listening, because of that, I would listen to a lot of Weezer, because Weezer was like that.
Yeah, Weezer's cool.
Rivers Cuomo would dress all geeky, but he's like really into punk and like rap. Like he's done covers of Post Malone, and I'm just like mind blown.
That's cool though. I don't like Post Malone, but that's cool.
Yeah. I don't really like him either. I only have like 2 favorite songs.
Shouts out to Jesse if Jesse's listening to this.
Yeah,
Jesse
thank
likes
you,
Post Malone.
Jesse does. Yeah, that's right.
You should tag Jesse and be like, we mentioned you.
There we go. Hashtag Jesse likes Post Malone.
Jesse
if you're listening into this podcast,
hey Jesse, fuck Post Malone. I don't care. Nah, not even a rap. Nah, no, whatever. I'm not even gonna get into it.
I can already imagine him just turning his head and be like, whatever. But yeah, so I was really like nerdy-ish, and so I kind of grew up in the whole '90s vibe where the cable was there. You know, AOL. I used AOL, like the whole. Right on. You know, everyone's got to be off the phone.
Yeah, did you get the 30-day trial?
Yes.
I never used it. I didn't know how to use it, but that came in the mail.
I used it. And here's the thing. I used all the technology from the 90s in the early 2000s.
No, that's
because that's how poor I guess I was and other people were. And I was just like, when people say I'm a 90s kid, it's because I was raised with the technology from the 90s.
Nah, I feel you. That's
like
real.
I would like, you know, like people would be like, oh yeah, X-Men on TV on Saturday mornings. Yeah, from like the freaking early 90s. Yeah. You know, Spider-Man from the earlier 90s. Yeah, let's watch it, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
You're watching reruns of Pokemon on Sunday morning sometimes or Saturday morning.
Yeah. Nah, for real. I remember I still had dial-up at like the beginning of high school.
Yeah.
I had dial-up and like towards the end of high school, like I didn't have internet, so I would go to like McDonald's and fucking the one that's like near near the high school.
Yeah.
I'd go to that McDonald's and be there for
for
like whenever like I did my homework and whatever at home, but then I'd be like, oh dad, like take me to McDonald's that way I can like submit whatever I need to submit on the internet.
Gosh, it sucks there.
Yeah. No, yeah, but like
I thought I had it bad.
No, but it's not like, but like at the time you don't think about it like how like it's bad or anything. It's just like, oh, we don't have internet, let's just go to McDonald's. Like, you know? For
me it was more like, can you go to your friend's house?
That's real too.
Or for me it was like, I'm gonna set up a link, email to someone, update it, and then have them upload it for me. Or I'd be like, because I was fortunate enough, thank God, to corporations. Although I shouldn't say that.
But corporations.
But thank God for that one Starbucks that popped up less than a mile away from my house. Because that place came in clutch. So it still comes in clutch. Like, I'll just be like, my mom's like, hey, where are you going? Starbucks. Why? It's gotta upload a homework assignment. How are you getting there? Walking. It says local, I take you. You know, and so that's how I was. But yeah, no, I was like, I was raised in the 90s with the whole punk scene, the whole rock scene, the whole just be you, dude. Like the whole original idea of a punk or emo person was just a really nerdy person that wrote really emotional poems. Like that's what I grew up with the mentality. And so when I made friends, they were like, you're wrong. And then now that we're older, they're like, I'm sorry. Or they'll be like, oh, thank you for enlightening me. I'm so sorry I treated you like a dick.
Damn, that's harsh.
It's like, oh damn, you know, but it's like whatever. But I don't know, it's just like even now it's kind of weird. Like I feel like I think I'm really straying off now.
What do you mean by that?
Like I'm gonna like really go on a tangent right now. It's like we're